This is CBC Here and Now.
It's not even about what I'm missing out on. It's about what she's missing out on, because she was 38 years old and she had plans.
She says her mom was living in fear. What happened in the weeks prior to Jennifer Hillier-Penny's disappearance? Tonight, her daughter is talking. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain. Marina Penny is angry and she is grieving. It's been 3 painful years since her mother, Jennifer Hillier-Penny, vanished. And tonight, she's talking about a change that her mother made just 2 weeks before she disappeared. Here Now's Ariana Kelland reports.
There are very few things left behind from Jennifer Hillier-Penny.
Aside from not having any answers, I don't really have anything of her. But the majority of very personal belongings, like stuff that she used day to day, the police have everything.
But Marina Penny still has some documents, like the one used to get her mom's signature for her tattoo. And one more thing.
This is her life insurance policy.
A life insurance policy changed on November 16th, 2016. That date, her daughter says, is significant.
The 16th of November, as I know it, was the day that her life was threatened. And she went back to work that day, and she had her friend witness those changes to take my dad off that policy and put me and my sister as 50-50 beneficiaries.
Less than 2 weeks later, Jennifer Hillier-Penny was seen for the last time. She was staying at the home of Dean Penny in St. Anthony, her estranged husband. She was staying there to watch their 15-year-old daughter. Her purse, phone, keys, jacket, all left behind. There has been no sign of Jennifer since.
She knew that something was going to happen to her. She was living in fear.
The RCMP won't comment on the existence of a life insurance policy, nor what it may mean. The investigation into the disappearance of Jennifer Hillier-Penny is still active. Last week, a judge in Corner Brook granted the RCMP extra time to hold on to potential evidence. Items seized from Dean Penny's cabin, the house where she was last seen, and a vehicle. Police believe someone in the community knows something, but they haven't come forward.
So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do next? Don't that get under their skin too? I know it's not that they don't want her found. They want her found more than anything. But they got to start taking more action, because people are going to start doing it themselves.
Dean Penny's lawyer declined to comment on this story. But last year, Penny told the Fifth Estate he was going hunting at their cabin in Northwest Arm, 45 minutes away, when Jennifer went missing. He later told the show he did return on November 30th, but just to get his duck decoys. If there are stages of grief, Marina Penny, who's now a mom herself, is stuck in the middle, in limbo.
It's not even about what I'm missing out on and what he's missing out on. It's about what she's missing out on, because she was 38 years old and she had plans and she was sick of living a miserable life.
Ariana Kelland, CBC News, Clarenville.
In other news now, the town of Trout River remains in a state of emergency tonight following this week's storm. Heavy winds and large waves crashed into the community boardwalk, causing considerable damage. Here Now's Troy Turner is in Trout River.
Beach in Trout River is relatively calm today as work continues on the boardwalk. It's a far cry from Monday, where waves crashed into buildings, taking debris with them.
We've got big waves coming in, not big this one. Not Andy's out. It's the worst everything, this one.
Snook has been living next to the beach for nearly 84 years. This week, he watched as the boardwalk was uprooted or damaged in several places. Homes, sheds, and businesses also felt the brunt of Monday's fierce storm.
It was such a helpless feeling when we arrived here on Monday afternoon. And not only helpless for us, but helpless for everybody in this community, because everybody reaches out to each other, everybody helps each other, and just by standing around, they're showing support.
Parsons, who grew up across the road from the beach, says she's never seen anything like it. Now, she's hoping for a more permanent solution.
It's useless to just sit in meetings and talk about what can be done or what might be done. It's time now for government, for the municipality to really push government from the provincial and federal levels to really get something on this beach here in Trout River to protect the people's properties.
The Premier visited the area Tuesday. Engineers were assessing the situation today, and the MP is expected on Friday. This is the third state of emergency in 4 years. The town council is hoping to get assistance to deal with the issue.
We are volunteers, and there's so many things we don't know and so many things we're learning every day. So when these things keep happening, it's like we need help, like we need assistance with this.
While the heavy seas have subsided, things are not quite yet back to normal here in picturesque Trout River. Council still has the state of emergency in effect, and it will not be lifted until Council feels that the safety of the boardwalk and the beach area has been restored. Troy Turner, CBC News, Trout River.
Well, as Troy mentioned, those seas certainly have subsided. You can see that. But as we head through the next couple of days, at least into tomorrow afternoon, it does look like those seas will stay quite low. So that's certainly good news. And a lot of that has to do with where the winds have been light. Very different story across the island than the past couple of days. Where we're seeing most of the wind is in coastal areas of Labrador. And that wind is thanks to some onshore flow from a big area of low pressure that's offshore right now. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on as that other low moves a little bit further south of us. It's bringing some cloud cover for the southern portion of the island. But overall, we're looking at things staying quite clear or at least calm for the next couple of days. We do have some snow on the way for some areas, and then up through Labrador, you're going to stick with that snow as well. But I'll have all those details coming up.
With the kids who are involved, it's probably a really nice opportunities to socialize and do something new.
Well, dancing to a different beat. We'll show you what one dance school is doing to be all-inclusive. Canada's Minister of Environment has approved a new offshore drilling project. The China National Offshore Oil Cooperation, or it should be Cooperation, I believe. It's also known as CNOOC, a lot of letters. It can now go ahead with exploration drilling in the Flemish Pass Basin, and that's about 400 kilometers east of Newfoundland. The federal approval comes with more than 100 measures that the Chinese drilling firm will have to follow. They're aimed primarily at protecting the environment and the use of land and resources by the indigenous population. Well, a court has sentenced Jesse Lewis to 5 years in prison. The 22-year-old man was involved in a string of violent incidents last year. He pleaded guilty last week to 17 charges. In October of 2018, Lewis stole a vehicle in his hometown of Avondale and then raced towards St. John's. He stole from gas stations and then rammed several vehicles in the city before striking a light pole. But it didn't end there. Lewis carjacked a vehicle by holding a screwdriver to the female driver and demanding that she get out. He only spotted 3 children in the back seats of the van as he was speeding away. He stopped long enough for them to be taken out before racing back to Avondale, where Lewis was eventually taken into custody. Well, shifting to national news now, a division of SNC-Lavalin has pleaded guilty to fraud in relation to its work in Libya.
It takes into account the length of the offense, 10 years. It takes into account, as an aggravating factor, the fact that the offense was committed by senior level officials of the company.
Now, the case thrust the construction giant into the center of a major political controversy involving the Trudeau government. The company will now be placed on probation for 3 years and will have to pay a $280 million fine. The Crown says that matches the crime, while some critics say it's not enough. U.S. lawmakers in Washington are preparing for a historic vote today. Donald Trump is set to become the 3rd American president to be impeached. The House's Rules Committee set aside 6 hours today for debate. Trump faces charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. It sets the stage for a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate, where the GOP lawmakers will likely vote to acquit him.
Vote this day is about one thing and one thing only. They hate this president. They hate those of us who voted for him. They think we're stupid. They think we made a mistake. They think Hillary Clinton should be the president, and they want to fix that.
I hate no woman or man. Today, the American people should receive clarity and truth. The Constitution is the highest law of the land. The president breached and violated the Constitution of the United States of America. The president committed constitutional crimes. The president's crimes are impeachable.
Keep your home and stay, or take the money and leave. The decision to resettle the tiny community of Little Bay Islands in Notre Dame Bay required multiple votes as well as cash offers. And the government is throwing the switch, cutting the power, and then stopping the ferry service in less than 2 weeks from now. And the way some qualified for $250,000 payments, while others who spent their entire lives there were disqualified, well, it all raises questions about modern-day resettlement and what it means to be abandoned.
Little Bay Island, one such outport, whose men have fished the Labrador for generations.
What did you like about living on Little Bay Island? It's this, very remote place, very tight-knit community. What did you like about living there?
Well, actually, it didn't come to me that I was on an island, because I was born there and raised and lived 68 years there. So it didn't come to me. Winter come and go, and it was just the same, I'd say, as if you was in a town where you could come and go when you like. We had a very active life. I was involved in the church. I was a person that visited a lot of people. Gord, his trade is a welder. He used to go with hydro. He was an operator in the plant. Well, after he had the stroke, my life changed completely. Well, he ended up in Grand Falls. He was in there for so long, they transported him to the Miller Center. I left on the 2nd of October when he had his stroke, when we took him to the hospital. I had 2 nights in my home up until May the next year. When Gore got out of the Miller Center, I went back to my home. I stayed there with him 13 years, like he was.
And you were taking care of him?
I was taking care of him. And we stayed there until just 3 years ago.
So you lived there for 68 years, almost 7 decades.
Right on.
Right. And the government says, despite that you are not permanent residents.
Right.
What do you make of that?
Well, I was hurt, and I thought we was discriminated.
I went there 1942, and I lived there until I got sick and had to go in the hospital.
So you lived there for 71 years.
Yes.
But the government says you're not a resident.
That's terrible. That is terrible. I brought my children up there. She went to school there. And how did the government come to say that?
I have the red and you have the green.
Okay.
I was born there in 1939. I'm a war baby. I'm upset with the government. I think it's awful. I have 3 houses. I have my house that we live in, which belonged to my brother that I bought. And then I have a heritage house. We're there every year. I've never missed a year. Even when I was living in Montreal, I was home every year. And I was born there, and I'll go back as long as I can,
We're taxpayers and property owners. We've paid taxes there for 25 years with dozens of other people, and they blocked us from voting.
We're blocked. But the thing is, you see, it was the money. That's what got people wanting to go, because the government was paying them money, so what can you do? They were being paid to leave, and they got the people to go. So, I don't know.
I just can't understand it. Just people came in after I did. They had no problem getting but I've been struggling for it to get some help. But it's not fair, nothing fair.
I've been back and forth to Little Bay Islands, you know, like I say, since 1955, and we've put a fair amount of effort and money into it. I served on the council there for 5 years. In the first vote, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, we were disqualified from having a vote then. But then Judge Wells was appointed to review it, and he reinstated us. But then the government changed the rules, and in the second vote, they were classified as non-residents. So that meant even though we're paying taxes and own property there, we're not allowed to have a say. And one of the clauses in the disqualification is that we had to live in Little Bay Islands for 365 days a year in order to qualify for a voter. Now, to be a resident of Canada, you only have to be 183 days.
Well, there was around 12 or 14 of us got turned down that we wouldn't allow to vote. And then all of a sudden, it got changed around. That was, I think it was 7 of us that wouldn't permanent residents, that we weren't allowed to vote. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't feel the hurt. I wouldn't feel the way that I feels. But to realize that so many got turned around and we never. And I mean, some was left to Ireland before I left.
And they qualified.
And they qualified. There was someone there that never lived there for 16 years, 16, 17 years, and they qualified. I don't say nothing about no people, but I just blames the liar that the government had. Because he never went to no doctor. We were supposed to have a doctor's report. If we had to leave for medical reasons, we were supposed to have a letter from our doctor.
Right, and that would mean you would qualify, right?
Yes.
Because if you look at Gord, obviously you had to be closer to healthcare.
Right.
Juanita agrees with both of you, and as you know, Juanita has a pretty tough
Oh, she did, certainly.
situation.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you think it's fair that people who were forced to leave because of health concerns, such as a husband having a stroke, that they were essentially disqualified from all this?
Oh, sure, that's completely
Terrible.
wrong.
She should be top of the list because she had to leave for medical situation. I mean, she should really get the top bonus for that, not be taken out.
If anyone there should get money, it should be someone like Gordon. Well, you know.
Just bad feelings. And the ones like myself got turned down, they feel exactly the same way that I do. I'm not in the place that I could afford a liar to appeal it, eh? But, you know, well, we're here now, and that's where we're going to stay now.
Leaving Little Bay Islands now. Tomorrow on Here and Now, we're going to move slightly down the coast from Little Bay Islands to Long Island, where, of course, there are questions about the future of outports. We're going to introduce you to one woman who is from Long Island. She moved to Toronto, and after more than 50 years has moved back there, and she says she's staying.
We're getting down to the wire now, and the question is real or artificial trees? Do you always get a real tree?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we used to have a Norfolk pine that we grew in the house, but they get big. And so this is fine, you know, getting a real tree. One year we had a nest sitting in it. We didn't realize till we got it home. There's an empty nest. Well, it has to fit into the room, or we trim down to size, and we want it to be round and the kind that doesn't lose its needles too quickly. So.
Do you always get a real tree?
Before we bought a Nova Scotia tree, and I thought it'd be a great tree. How could you go wrong with a groomed tree? But I brought it home, and my wife said it was too narrow. It didn't look good in the corner. So I had to take that out and bring it back, and I thought I'd go back and get my money returned. When I got it outside, my neighbor says, "Hey, that's a nice tree." And I said, "Great, want to buy it?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Excellent, here we go." So that worked out for me that time. And since then, we've been getting Newfoundland trees ever since. And they're good trees, and that's always been our preference anyway, really.
Well, you still have a couple of days to get a beautiful, fresh Christmas tree. I was talking to the owner just a little bit earlier, and he said that most of these trees are actually cut within days of sitting here, and because they're out and in the elements, they actually stay pretty fresh. So you know you're getting good tree when you get a Newfoundland tree.
Yeah, and they're fresher.
Much fresher.
Yeah. And people believe in buying local.
Absolutely.
Although you could deforest another province's trees by buying Nova Scotia's and helping the forestry industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plastic, real?
Me?
Yeah.
Real.
I thought so. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, now that it's much better to have a real tree.
Okay, yeah. Got mine. Can't wait to put, actually, I didn't even have mine up yet. I know.
You're running out of time.
Yeah, it's still in the garage.
Well, there's lots there, so.
Okay.
You have lots to choose from.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, no, we had tons of fun, and it was really nice to be out there today.
Yeah.
Much nicer than it was yesterday.
Mother Nature snapping the tree off for you and throwing it at you.
Basically, that's what could happen. Absolutely, yeah, no, much nicer. Even though temperatures were a little bit cooler, but it didn't feel like it.
No, it did not.
There's where we were sitting this afternoon, -4 for St. John's, -6 in Deer Lake. And you can see that cooler air again through Lab City, -15. But take a look at the coast. Temperatures above zero today. 2 degrees was the afternoon high in Nain, and actually just reaching that. And we can think an area of low pressure just offshore. It's actually a maritime air mass, which just means it was formed over the water and it has some warmer air with it. So that's bringing that towards the coast. Otherwise, not a whole lot going on for the southern half of the island. Just a little bit of an area of low pressure is moving to the south, and it's bringing some cloud cover. But here's a look at some of those warmer temperatures. So these are temperatures hovering around the 0, 1, maybe 2 degree mark. And you can see it's actually retrograding, which means it's going opposite of what it normally does. Normally we see systems move west to east, but it's actually moving east to west. And as we head into tomorrow, you're really going to notice a warm up for parts of Labrador, at least western Labrador, back into the minus single digits as far south as the maritime provinces. And then that cold air will move right back in. So don't get too used to it, but certainly enjoy it while it lasts. So overnight tonight, we are seeing some rain mixed in at the moment. Overnight tonight, as those temperatures dip back below zero, snow and some freezing drizzle is possible. And that snow is going to move across Labrador into the afternoon, or into the early morning hours rather, tomorrow. So areas through Central and Lab West, you'll start to see that snow. Otherwise, not a whole lot happening across the island. Maybe a few chance of a few shower or flurries, but other than that, not a whole lot. Not much different than the forecast from last night either. Those winds will be generally light, -8 for Corner Brook. Another minus double-digit day through parts of, night rather, through parts of Central, -12 for Grand Falls, Windsor. Lower lying areas, you can expect a couple of degrees cooler than that. And then we're going to continue to hang on to those mild, relatively mild temperatures along the coast. 1 degree for Cartwright tonight. Again, that freezing drizzle potential. -8 for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. And then your temperature through Lab City is going to climb in the morning to about -9. So overall tomorrow, you're going to see that snow spread across the big land. As much as 5, maybe 10 centimeters of snow is possible in some of that heaviest snowfall. And then it starts to affect the northern peninsula. So especially the tip of the northern peninsula, into the afternoon and evening hours, you could see as much as 10 centimeters possible. Otherwise, not a whole lot happening. Slight chance of some flurries along the west and south coast of the island. Otherwise, we should see a few peaks of sun through the day. And eventually into Friday is when we're looking at some of that more significant snowfall. We'll certainly get into that in a little bit. But overall tomorrow, temperature around -2 for St. John's, -4 for Clarenville. Those winds will stay light again tomorrow. And then we're looking at about -5 for Grand Falls. Winds are similar temperatures as you head towards the coast, again with that potential for some flurries. Most of that snow will be for southeastern Labrador. And then a high of -5 tomorrow for Lab City. So much nicer than it has been for the past couple of days. So let's look at your forecast for tomorrow. We'll look ahead coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, this holiday season, many of us may decide to do a little bit of dancing with or without professional training. But for those with differing abilities and those who use a wheelchair or a walker to get around, well, as you can imagine, dancing can seem a little out of range. Well, a St. John's dance studio is challenging that idea with a new adaptive dance program. Here now's Megan McCabe and Mike Sims will take you inside.
The adaptive dance class is really what we're trying to do is allow children that may not necessarily be able to join in one of our regular dance classes to actually enjoy dance here in a dance studio setting. So we are adapting the class to suit or to help with their individual needs.
I am a dance teacher at Stefan Dance Studio, and I'm teaching the adaptive dance classes. They differ slightly for each class, but mainly the difference is that I structure it so that dancers can feel success with kind of everything that they do. So it might mean for some groups making things very step by step. For some it might be using a visual schedule. For others it might be doing the dance seated. So it looks a little bit different than a regular dance class. But we adapt to the needs of the people in our class.
I'm volunteering for a special needs class. I'm doing it because I think for the kids who are involved, it's probably a really nice opportunities to socialize and do something new. I think it's nice because you get to move around, and it's a nice way to show your expression and just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
It means the world to me. I love dancing here. It is so much fun. And this is the best place to be. It is so fantastic. I just love it.
I fully believe that everyone can dance, and everyone, you know, no matter, you hear often in society, oh, I don't dance, I can't dance. Same way that you hear, oh, I can't sing. But no matter what, if you can move to music, that is dance. And for me to bring it to different populations who might not get the dance studio experience it just makes my heart really warm, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I'm just really excited to see where it goes and to dance with everyone.
Sadly, we're seeing more needs, so we had approximately 390 requests for Christmas hampers this year.
Christmas generosity coming up on Here and Now. St. Teresa's Parish, very busy today. They've been busy since Monday. They've been planning this since September. Stay tuned.
Tomorrow on Here and Now, singing in sign language. The province's first deaf choir is making music with their hands and giving the deaf community a bigger voice.
It just became something that was so much larger than we started off with. And we can't stop now.
It's very inspirational to show who we are and that we are the deaf community here in Newfoundland and Labrador.
Holiday music like you've never seen it before. Tomorrow on Here and Now.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Turkeys, a sign of Christmas time generosity. I'm joined now by Father Bidgood. What's going on here?
So, Anthony, today we have our pickup and delivery day for our Christmas hampers for the clients of our St. Vincent de Paul Society. They're the ones who have organized this. It's a Catholic charity that operates across the country, actually, but this one operates out of St. Teresa's. They've been working for months in September to organize Christmas hampers.
Okay, so we have the turkeys and obviously the good old Newfoundland vegetable mix, the cabbage, the turnip.
Turkey.
So that's out here. What's going on inside the building?
So inside the parish hall, our clients will come and they will register inside. There is all kinds of tables of donated clothing, men's, women's, children, several tables of children's toys. They can come in and do their Christmas shopping, all free, all donated. They can get some hygiene projects. They can get hygiene products, and they can also get a dozen eggs, things like that. Then there's a hot breakfast served. So anybody who wants to partake of a hot breakfast, that's all those ingredients have been donated as well by Dominion. And our small army of volunteers, about 50 people, who have been working since September, are making this happen inside to give people a warm, hospitable welcome to Christmas.
I can certainly see how busy it is. How does this compare to other years? Are you seeing more or less need, or what's your assessment?
Well, sadly, we're seeing more needs. So we had approximately 390 requests for Christmas hampers this year.
Wow.
We had some generous businesses and other organizations like nursing groups and that take on several families. So we've actually prepared somewhere in the neighborhood of about 375 or 80 Christmas hampers. But the need is certainly up. Last year, I think we were at 320. So now we're almost up to 400 this year.
All right. Last question for you. As far as the people who are members of your church and within your congregation, how do you guys feel as you're sort of doing this throughout the day? Obviously, it's a little cool out, and although you do stay pretty warm loading turkeys.
Oh, yeah, you do. You're always moving it. But in all honesty, this is what the gospel's called us to do. It's not just about being in church on a Sunday. Actually, it's much more than that. It's about caring for your neighbor. It's trying to feed the hungry, look after the homeless, to do what we can. We believe that's what Jesus did. And if we can try to, in some way, mirror that, that's really the heart of it. And so our volunteers are delighted to do this. It's truly Christmas in action, not to sound too pious about it.
At the time when people are sort of focused on gifts and all that, it actually is like keeping Christ in Christmas.
Well, exactly, and keeping that spirit of giving, keeping that spirit of loving your neighbor and reaching out to the community, and also welcoming. The reason why we have a place inside for people to get a breakfast is to offer hospitality, to welcome them into our home, to say you are welcome, you are appreciated for who you are as you are, and here is a helping hand along the way.
All the best, Father Bidgood. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you.
Well, staying with the festive season, one St. John's family is gearing up for the holidays, and while they're not really big turkey fans for the joys like many families in this province, the Christmas season is all about the cooking.
The red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you need to say it glows like a light bulb all of the other reindeer.
Christianity is a minority in India, but still all these different denominations are there. Christians and Catholics and Protestants, and so we are Catholics. We are known as Roman Catholic Syrian Christians, RCSC.
My favorite part of Christmas is like spending time with friends and family, and appam and duck curry.
There is no turkey, so it's more curry delicacies, right?
Appam is a thing that probably in Kerala or in India, every household, they make it every now and then, maybe weekly once or more often. But for Christmas, we have fond memories of it. Like at Christmas, it's special making palapam.
Appam is basically a rice pancake. It's not just made around Christmas time, but it is a must-have for Christmas. it's a good feeling to think about an appam, soft in the middle and lacy around the edges. So an appam, like a burrito, is also food and the spoon at the same time. So you tear a little bit of appam, wrap it around a little bit of gravy, and this is what I call a bundle of joy. Appam is definitely, I feel, like Christian food item.
This enthusiastic performance of Eyes the Bye was a big winner for the students here at Holy Family Elementary School in Chapel Arm. We'll tell you about their big win coming up.
Welcome back to the program. First, we start with breaking news.
Temperatures are dropping into the minus single digits.
Time now to check in with our Carolyn Stokes.
It is just packed with people.
The company says it's picking up salmon.
Looks like an absolutely gorgeous afternoon.
Welcome back to Here and Now. I'm here at Holy Family Elementary School in Chapel Arm, where students are celebrating a really big win. They won the Passion Prize in the CBC Music Challenge. What do you guys think of that? And the person who helped orchestrate it all is music teacher Chrissy Burns. So tell me, what was the song that you chose to perform?
We chose to do sort of our own special rendition of Eyes the Bye. That one popped out at me right away, given that it is a Newfoundland folk song, which is, of course, part of the K-6 curriculum. But also, given the community, the small rural community that we're in, a school that's serving 9 different communities, that's very proud of their Newfoundland culture and heritage. I just knew that they would do a phenomenal job with that particular selection.
I was really excited, to be honest with you. I did not think we were going to win this.
Why not?
Because I thought some of the other ones were better.
But you guys were so energetic.
Yeah.
Where did all that energy come from?
I just bursted all my energy out in that one moment.
What do you think about the song choice, Eyes the Bye?
Well, it was good because it's sort of our Newfoundland culture.
When they sing about the Susan White part, I get to run around the music room, and then when they say he kissed her in the corner, I get to kiss my glue stick. And I'm proud of what we did, and I know we did pretty well. I wasn't expecting us to win, but we did, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Why do you think you guys won?
Probably because of all of our energy.
I think it was, just like in the name of the prize, I think it was the passion that we shown.
We spent a lot of time practicing and getting ready to perform it, and we were really excited when we heard the news that we won.
This win comes with a $5,000 cash prize. What will that money mean to the music program at the school?
This will mean a brand new set of accordions, as you can see. These were actually donated to our school, but they are in disrepair right now. And it will also mean a brand new set of ukuleles. We currently don't have any at our school. The children are responsible for bringing in their own, so now they will have access to an instrument here.
Now you get to get some new musical instruments. Are you interested in playing music?
Yeah, I like ukulele.
I think the biggest thing that I take out of this is just the self-esteem that this can build in a child, and the genuine love of music. To realize that music doesn't always mean an end product that is perfection and that, you know, is polished, and anybody can be a musician. If you've got the heart and the soul and you enjoy music, you don't need to be a perfectionist. You have fun, you sing your heart out, and you can be as musical as anybody else. And I love that the children can take that lesson from this experience.
That sounds like that must have been the pep talk that you gave the kids, because that's definitely what they demonstrated in all of that enthusiasm.
And you know, when we entered this contest, right off the bat, I said to them, we're going for this passion prize, guys. I said, you know, because this is us, this is who we are, this is us showing our passion and our love of music. And you know, we can do it, and we did. It was amazing.
And the students at Holy Family Elementary, they had some pretty stiff competition. Over 1,000 classes from schools in every province and territory in the country submitted videos to the CBC Music Challenge, and winners were selected in 11 different categories. So congratulations to the students and the school.
Personally, I feel a warm meal is being able to stay together with family and share a very delicious meal on a Christmas day.
The food bank does a really important job, especially in the holidays.
A warm meal means comfort.
To me, it means community.
It means a lot to me that I have the capacity to have a nice warm meal.
A warm meal can warm more than one heart.
You know, I'm feeling really Christmassy.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's been the last few days it's really sunk in. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's this stuff. Maybe it's your tree story getting out again today.
You still need to put up your tree, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm letting it get to the right temperature. Okay. I've got the tree. I just got to. No, there's something good in the air.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
We're a week away from Christmas. It's so exciting.
And this weekend is the last weekend before the big day.
That's right.
So
big
a lot of people.
Travel weekend.
That's right. True. This is where you really earn your pay, right?
Yep.
Not that you don't every other day of the year.
We live in Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't know about that. Yeah, no, we are getting closer and closer to wondering if it's going to be a white Christmas. So let's start with Friday. We do still, again, have a week to go, but it does look like that snow that's going to affect the northern peninsula and parts of the west coast tomorrow will spread a little bit further east through the day on Friday, and this will more than likely bring some snow to the metro area. This will take us through. We could even see enough accumulation that we might have to shovel on Saturday morning, certainly through parts of central that may happen, and then again for the northern peninsula. That's the best chance that you'll see enough of a snowfall or significant snowfall into Saturday morning. And then we do have that snow along coastal areas of Labrador. Otherwise, we should actually see the sun peek out at times, but with that, the temperatures are actually going to stay quite mild through the day on Friday. So Friday's actually looking like a nice day for Lab West, -5. As we look towards the island, with that snow, we will see some pretty gusty winds through the day, so expect some blowing snow. Those temperatures will be hovering around the 0, maybe 1 degree mark, thanks to some of that warmer air that's currently affecting Labrador, but that will move a little bit further south as we head into Friday. Now, once that happens, Saturday, we will hang on to that chance of showers, flurries, right? I keep wanting to say showers, but at this point, it's going to be flurries for the majority of us, and that will continue to Saturday for parts of central along the northeast coast and coastal Labrador as well. Otherwise, things pretty quiet actually, and that will continue into Sunday, which is good news. A low will track just offshore. We'll more than likely see some cloud cover with that system, but otherwise it's pretty quiet until we head into Tuesday. Then we start to get some snow up through parts of the Big Land, and eventually that'll make its way towards the island. So here's a look at the next 5 days. We're looking at Saturday, hovering around the 0 degree mark, dipping a little bit into Sunday. Actually, temperatures aren't really going to move much, and then by Monday we'll hover around the 0 degree mark again, with that potential for some more flurries in the mix. Maybe some sunshine on Sunday though. And then for central Newfoundland, we're looking at about -1 on Saturday, -6 on Sunday. That's when that sun should come out. But by Monday, we'll be back up to hovering around the 0, just a little bit below, and that potential for some flurries. Now for western Newfoundland, generally gray up until Sunday, and then essentially the same forecast. So you're looking at flurries moving back in thanks to that low up through Labrador. And then for eastern Labrador, hanging on to these minus single digits temperatures through Friday, and then a big dip will move in, and that's thanks to some of that colder air, which I showed you a little bit below earlier before rather. So you're going to sit below 0, well below 0, right into the beginning of next week. And then for western Labrador, pretty similar forecast. By Saturday night, thanks to some clear skies, temperatures will likely dip into the -20s. And then for the rest of the weekend, you're looking at the chance of flurries. Anthony?
Thanks, Ashley. A refugee family that fled the fighting in Syria now has an incredible story of a survival in their new home. Their teenage son is credited with saving his father's life because of something that he learned at his high school in Windsor, Ontario. CBC's Dale Molnar has the story.
Now you're part of the Essex-Windsor EMS family, so welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Turkey Ayesh is a grade 11 student at Catholic Central High School in Windsor. Last month he learned CPR in phys ed class. 2 days later, on a Saturday, he got to put what he learned to the test.
On Saturday morning, my brother just came and started crying. I just woke up and I was surprised. I was like, what's happening?
His father Ahmed was downstairs having a heart attack. His mother was administering CPR. Turkey took over and had his mother call 911.
He tried to take air in. I mean, I was like crying and everything, and I really don't know how I did this thing. Like, I was shocked. Like,
paramedics arrived. His father was taken to hospital. When he woke up a week later, he was surprised to learn what had happened.
And they saved my life. I am very thankful, and I am very proud of my son.
The phys ed teacher says the class had goosebumps on the Monday when Turkey told them what had happened.
I'm very blessed and fortunate that a young man was able to implement some of the skills and tools that we have in our health classes and to save his father's life.
The family immigrated to Canada in 2016 with a wave of Syrian refugees. Ironically, this isn't the first time Ahmed has cheated death. He came under fire 4 times while living in war-torn Syria. So do you feel like you're somehow have a guardian angel, or you're a survivor of all this?
Yeah, sometimes we feel that same. Yes, there is some like guardian angel. Yeah.
It's all about saving a life.
Essex Windsor EMS awarded Turkey with a certificate and a coin that is usually reserved for paramedics in appreciation of his efforts. Turkey wanted to follow in his father's footsteps as an engineer, but now?
I was taught that to be engineering, but after I do that, I start to think to be a EMS or like police officer.
Ahmed now has a pacemaker, has quit smoking, has a new appreciation for life, and a Christmas present from a son like no other. Dale Molnar, CBC News, Windsor.
Finally had a nice calm day for parts of us across the island. So snapped this gorgeous shot. I'll tell you where this is to when we come back.
All right, wind down the show. You know, the shed's a big thing in Newfoundland, right? You ever play darts?
I have.
You have? Okay. Well, an English competitor has become the first woman to beat a man in a match at the World Darts Championship.
Game, shot, and Fallon Sherrock smashes the glass ceiling and wins at the World Darts Championship.
Fallon Sherrick came from behind to clinch the victory at the event in London yesterday. The PDC's Men's World Championship includes 96 players every year.
And just 2 spots are reserved for women. She'll compete in the second round against a male opponent on Saturday. Good luck, Fallon.
Is that like a sport where you really need to have men and women separate division? I mean,
I can't see why you would.
yeah, it's kind of odd. I mean, what, you have that for tiddlywinks? You know, now, all the darts players say, well, Anthony, there's a reason. But anyhow.
I'll take you on if you want to play. Why not? Let's try it.
I'll consider that. I'll consider that.
Not that we're professional by any means.
If the circumstances are right.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
You're on.
Bring it. There's a New Year's resolution.
Get good at darts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe someone will give us a dartboard for Christmas.
If we're lucky.
One of our co-workers.
Shall we get to the
Yeah, let's take a look at this beautiful picture. Isn't it gorgeous? I love when the ocean is flat, calm.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere in the Eastport Peninsula, but then I would have been wrong.
You would have been wrong. Absolutely. This was actually taken in Jackson's Cove.
Up there, oh geez, across from Burlington.
Absolutely.
That's gorgeous, nice and
Yes.
flat.
Terry Kelly, yes.
Oh, I like that. Finally,
Finally,
calm morning.
a calm morning. Yeah, Terry Kelly sent us that great snapshot there. Thank you so much for sending it in. And if you have any that you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Excellent. All right, well, my people are going to be talking to her people about the rules for the dart tournament in 2020. Other than that, I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.